I am looking for a fake owl that's so menacing and lifelike that it scares off birds and Antifa. What's happening, Panda Nation? Peter Von Panda here. I've had a problem with woodpeckers over the years, and I have tried a number of things to get rid of them, but I am getting relatively good success with the fake owl. So I'm putting owls everywhere, man. All over the place. I have like a fake owl habitat. I'm like the fake owl king. Anyway, I thought I would try this one out because, again, this one is slightly active in the way it works, but passive in the way it works. So it's active in the fact that it looks a little more real because this head moves around. And it moves around, swivels, and then it looks like it's kind of on a spring. And if we look under here, you can see that it is on like a giant spring. It kind of looks like a mattress spring or something like that. So it will kind of bounce around and have a little bit of movement that will hopefully scare off birds. You know, when they get close to it and they see the head swivel around, they'll be like, ah! And take off. And the cool thing about this is that it's very colorful. It's just kind of hollow plastic. I think vacuum molded plastic. It has a hole and a cap here on the bottom so you can throw rocks or sand in there to weight it down. I have found that that is very helpful because actually it's pretty light and you don't want it to blow over or blow away. As you can see, it's painted here quite dramatically. Some yellow, some white, the red here. I think these big googly eyes are really what scare off the birds for the most part, but you need a little bit of this movement to kind of work. Now, what's interesting about this one is that, like some of my other birds that have swiveling heads, it's just the shape of the head that's supposed to catch the wind. This one has an additional feature. You can see the slot in the back of the head, and that's because there's this little transparent piece of plastic that goes in there to give it like a little weather vane effect. Now, I didn't see that piece of plastic in the box, and that's because it's inside the owl. So I took off the plug here, and I can feel it in there. It's not the hardest thing to get out, but there it is. So that's where it is in case you're looking for it, and it looks just like this. Now, this little slot should go right in here, and I'm not actually sure if there's an up and down. I think the long end here, so the tab is up here, I think the long end will go down, and I'm just going to kind of press it in there. It's kind of easiest to lay it down and then put your fingers behind it and kind of press it all in there because it's a tight little slot, but it does go in. Now, as you might be able to see, the bird like this, and I blow on it, there's something to catch that wind. Whoa! Stop looking at me, bird! I do like the fact that he moves around pretty easily. All right, now I am going to go ahead and install this outside, and what I'm actually going to do is install this on one of the railings on my upstairs deck. So I'm actually going to drill a hole through here and use that to tie it to one of the railings. Let's try it out. And there she is, my bobbling little horned owl. Keep the birds away, my friend. It's not very windy out here right now, but when it is, I expect this head to be spinning. At least it does bobble around, even just because of slight vibrations. I feel like it needs a little bit of movement to work at all. Otherwise, the birds will just get used to it. Hopefully, the big eyes and the swiveling head will do its job. Hey, if you want to pick up this owl, I will put a link to it in the description below. Peter Von Panda, out.